So in previous classes, uh, we completed these concepts like so what is a collection interface and what are the collection interface methods and so what are the sub interfaces of collection interface. So like list interface, set interface, and queue interface. So and then a map interface is there, but it's not a sub interface of collection interface. It's a separate interface. So in the previous classes, so we covered so what are the collection interface methods and the list interface methods. After that, so we completed these classes, right? Array list class and its own method, linked list class and its own method. In the same way, stack class and a vector class. So and its own methods with examples. So after that, so we covered three cursors. So these are not a collection interface uh, related. So to retrieve the collection interface data one by one, we can use the cursors, right? So cursors. So cursors are three types of cursors: enumeration, sorry, enumerator, and iterator, iterator, and then list iterator, right? So we covered these three. So these are all these are interfaces. So what are the so by using enumerator, you can retrieve the data from collection interfaces. While retrieving, you can read the data in forward direction only. It's not possible to read the data in backward direction. And you can read the data, you cannot remove the data, you cannot update the data, or you cannot add the data. So all these are not possible. So in the enumeration, right? So that's why so they introduced one more cursor, that is the iterator. So what is the purpose of iterator? So using this is a universal cursor, so it will work for all the collection objects. That means for any collection object, if you want to retrieve the elements, you can use the iterator, right? So you can retrieve the data. Whenever you are retrieving the data, you can remove the data also additionally. In addition to enumeration, so enumerator, so you can remove the data as part of the iterator, right? So both are forward direction only, right? So to overcome what are the drawbacks are there as part of the iterator, they introduce one more cursor, that is a list iterator. So as part of the list iterator, you can read the data in forward direction and backward direction. And whenever you are reading the data, you are supposed to remove the data, and you can replace the data, and you can add the data, right? So many features are there as part of the list iterator. But what is the drawback of list iterator? So list iterator will work only for list implemented classes only, not for other classes, right? So these are the drawbacks we discussed. So what are the methods are there as part of the enumerator? Has more elements and next element, right? So what are the methods are there as part of the iterator? Has next, next, and remove. And what are the methods are there as part of the list iterator? Has previous, previous, previous index. Has next, next, and next index. Six methods plus remove method, set method, add method. Total nine methods are there as part of the list iterator. So here you have three methods, here you have two methods. So we learned how to use those methods also. So we completed the cursors concept. So now we try to complete the remaining parts of collections. So those are like set interface and its implemented classes. So queue interface and its implemented classes. If there are any sub interfaces, those also. And map interface and its if there are any sub interfaces and those and classes. So we'll try to cover these concepts. Right. So now we will try to see. So what are the set interface classes? So set interface classes are hash set. So you have one class that is a This is a class, not interface. Hash set is a class. Then, so it is having one more class, that is a linked hash set. So this is a class, linked hash set. Then, so you have two interfaces. So that is two interfaces. One is sorted set, second one is navigable set. So this is the interface, and for this interface there is a sub interface, that means child interface is there. The child interface name is sorted set and navigable set. And under this interface there is a class called tree set. Tree set. So this is a class. So you need to remember which one is a class, which one is identifier. Sorry, uh, interface. Right. So set interface. So as part of the set interface, you have hash set class, linked hash set class. So there is only one difference between these two classes. We will see with one example. Right. Then these two are interfaces, sorted set and a navigable set. So these two interface methods are implemented as part of the tree set class. So this is a, consider this is a super interface, this is a sub interface. This sub interface is implemented by tree set. That means navigable set methods and tree set methods and set methods are implemented as part of the tree set. So actually you don't have any extra methods as part of the set interface. So we need to use collection interface methods only. You don't have even single method also as part of the set interface. Right. So we'll try to discuss this part now. Then we will see queues, then we will see maps. Right. So first question. So when we will go for list interface? When we will go for list interface? So if you want to maintain insertion order, first point, insertion order. Then if you want duplicate objects, then so these two are main points. Okay. So insertion order required and duplicate objects are allowed. In that case, we will go for list interface. So here, so this is opposite as part of the set interface. So this is opposite. So it won't maintain insertion order. It won't maintain insertion order, and duplicate objects are not allowed. Duplicate objects are not allowed. So in that case, you can go for set interface. And remaining points are common. Right? First point. So if you want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity, if you want to represent objects as a single entity, then we will go for set interface. Any collection. Like 1 minute. Right. So if you want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity, then we can go for any collection object. That is first point. Then set, in case of set, it won't maintain insertion order. So it means suppose if you are adding 5 elements, so it won't maintain the same order. It will maintain based on the hash code of the objects. So the order will be on the hash code. So it won't maintain the insertion order. Right. So here in bracket you can say that. So it will work based on hash code. Right. So duplicate objects are not allowed. If you are trying to insert a duplicate object, what will happen? You don't get any compile time error. You don't get any runtime error. It will return as a false, right? So we don't get any compile time error or runtime error. So we will get false as a result, right? So then, so here you can insert heterogeneous data. Heterogeneous data is allowed. Null insertion is also possible, right? So null insertion is possible. So these points are, I hope these points are enough, right? So this is implemented from serializable and clonable interface. So set interface, serializable and clonable interface. So I hope you know why it is implemented from serializable and clonable. Actually, if you want to transfer the data through the network, generally we will use the collection objects. So whenever you are transferring the data, it required serialization and deserialization. That's why it is implementing from serialization. And if you want to create a duplicate objects, at the time you can use the clone, right? That's why it is implemented from serializable and clonable interfaces, right? So heterogeneous objects are allowed, so duplicate data is not allowed. So, right, so inserting based on the hash code, so it is implemented from at the back end, it is implemented from a data structure, so that is hash table. So the underlying data structure is hash table, right? So it will work based on the hash table functionality, right? That means this is the data structure. So this data structure means it will follow some rules. So based on those rules, it will be implemented, right? So these are the points you need to mention if they are asking about set, right? So points are, if you want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity, then we can go for set interface. So set interface, it won't maintain the insertion order of the objects. So it will work based on the hash code of the objects. So if you are trying to insert duplicate data, so duplicate data is not allowed. Suppose if you are trying to insert duplicate data, what will happen? It won't throw any compile time error or runtime error. So it will return simply false as a result. Then heterogeneous data is allowed. That means you can insert different kind of data. Null insertion is possible. If you are trying to insert the null next time, it won't throw any error. It will return false as a result. This interface is implementing from serializable and clonable interfaces. So underlying data structure is hash table. So these are the points, right? So now how to construct? So these all these points are related to this hash set and tree set, right? So sorry, hash set, linked hash set, and a tree set. All these three classes. So you have two interfaces. You cannot create object for those two. We will discuss those, right? Now we will see. So we will see the hash set, right? Hash set one. So what are the constructors are available? How to create a hash set object? Constructors of hash set. So first one, simple way, hash set some hs equal to new hash set. Simple way, without having any parameters, you can create a hash set object. So if you create a hash set object in this way, so the default capacity is 16. So default capacity is 16. Suppose if it is reached the default capacity, then so a fill ratio will be, that means increasing level. Increasing level will be 0.75. So that is a 3 by 2 plus 1, like that, right? So automatically fill ratio, or you can call it as a load factor. So that is 0.75. So this is one way of constructing hash set object. So what is the second way? Second way, hash set some HS reference equal to new hash set. So while creating the object, you can give the initial capacity. So that means initial capacity, if you don't provide any initial capacity, by default it is 16. If you don't want to create with the default capacity, if you want to provide the initial capacity, you can create with initial capacity by passing some integer number. So this is initial capacity. You can create an object in this way, second way. So if you create the in the second way, so what will happen? Instead of 16, it will create with the provided initial capacity. Once the initial capacity is reached, anyhow it will go with 0.75 as a load factor. Right. So third way, okay, if you want to write this point, you can write, no problem. So like this. So this will be, it's not default capacity. The default capacity will be provided by the programmer. Right. Right. So anyhow, the fill ratio will be 0.75. So this is the second way for constructing a hash table, sorry, hash set object. And third way, hash set some HS equal to new hash set. So you can provide, while constructing the hash set, you can construct the hash set with existing object, existing collection object. So that means, so you can create in this way, third way. So that means whenever, if you create in this way, it will create empty hash set. It will create in this way, it will create empty hash set. But if you create in this way, it will create with another collection object. Right. So this is the third way. Right. So we'll see with one example. So I'm removing below content. Use concept sorted set. Right. So I'm commenting the code. Right. So I'm trying to write a class here. So program name hash set example. So save the file. Hash set example. Right. So take main method. So these classes are available in util package, util.star. You can write a main method. String arguments. Now you can create a hash table, hash set object. New hash set in this way. So it does not having any elements. So it is having initial capacity of 16. If you want to add the elements in the set interface, you don't have any extra methods. Set interface does not, that is the important point also. So you can write set interface its own methods. We need to use only collection interface methods. Right. So set interface don't have any own methods. So we need to use the collection interface methods. So for adding the elements, I am using the collection interface method. So that is add, hs dot add. So I am adding some elements like ball, hs dot add some cat, right? hs dot add something, some dog, right? hs dot add. So I'm trying to add something else, mat, like this, right? So I will verify now either it is satisfying these points or not. So these points are not, right? So first one, it won't maintain the insertion order. First I will add some elements, right? So I added some elements. Now I am trying to print that so println. So I am trying to print the hash table data. Now observe. So I added in this way. So it will maintain the added order or not. So it won't maintain the insertion order. It will work based on the address of this objects. Here the objects are string object ball, string object cat, like this string object banana. So all these are string objects. For every object there is a hash code. So based on that hash code, it will maintain the order. Right. So I'm trying to compile the code. Asset example.java. So I'm trying to run it. Asset example. So observe the order. So first one is banana, but we added ball first. Then cat, but it is not maintaining the order. So dog is added at the last, banana is added at the first. So apple is, there is apple, fourth place, like this. So it is working based on the hash code. So that means the first point is okay, right? So it won't maintain the insertion order. So that is valid. So duplicate objects are not allowed. So if I am trying to insert one more banana, what will happen? So I'm trying to insert one more banana, what will happen? So either banana will add or not. Extra banana will be added or not. So trying to compile the code. So trying to execute it. So extra banana was not there. If you are trying to add duplicate data, already banana is there. If you are trying to add one more banana, what will happen? It won't throw any compile time error. It won't throw any runtime error. It will return as a false. Either it is returning false or not, how do you know? So you can store that value in some boolean variable. So you can print that variable. So it will return false. If already banana is there, in this case it will return false. If banana is not there, then it will return true. So I'm already banana is there in our case. So I'm trying to compile the code, trying to execute the code. It is returning false. Suppose if I am adding banana 1. So banana 1 is not there. Banana is there. Banana 1 is not there. So in this case, it will return true. So why? Because it will add to the existing collection. I mean, trying to execute it, it is returning true. Banana 1 is also added. So second point is valid. Duplicate objects are not allowed. If you are trying to insert the duplicate objects, you are not getting any compile time error. You are not getting any runtime error. It is returning false. Heterogeneous data is allowed. We already verified. We didn't verify it. Okay, right. No problem. I'm trying to add heterogeneous data. So when you example, right? So observe here. So here I'm adding string. Up to here I added strings. Then I'm adding number. I'm adding null value. I'm adding some yesterday's class example. That is a enumeration example. I created object for this. I am trying to add that object, and I am trying to add some other also. HS dot add of some new object like this. So this means I am adding different kind of data. So if you want to add, you can add a character also like this. So heterogeneous data is allowed. So you are not thinking what you cannot access. Maybe this is not there. Okay, leave it. You can take some other number 10.5. So that is double value. So here integer value, null value, character value, double value, object type. You are adding heterogeneous data. So try to compile it. Sorry, I didn't compile it. So try to compile it. Compile successfully. Try to execute it. So you are getting all the data. Right? Object data is there. Number is there. Float value is there. Sorry, double value is there. Character is there. Right? So null also there. So it is accepting heterogeneous data. So that means this point is valid. Heterogeneous data is valid. Null insertion is possible. We already inserted null value. Null insertion is possible. That is okay. It is implemented from serializable and clonable interfaces. So if you want, you can verify. Open the API documentation and see. Right. So the class name is hashset. So go to util package. Go to the class name hashset. So here just see asset is a class. Implemented interfaces are serializable interface and clonable interface. So iterate is there, collection is there, set is there. So actually collection interface is the root. So from that root set interface is there. From the set interface, so asset class is implemented. While implementing the asset class, it is implemented from serializable and clonable also, and iterable, right? So that is valid, and it is not implemented from random access interface. Underlying data structure is as table. Somewhere, if you read this document, somewhere as table will be there. Okay, so that is also one point, right? So all these points are satisfying. So these are the points you need to mention, right? So this is about hash table example, right? So now we will try to see next one. The next one is as part of the set interface. So we covered hash set. Now we will see the linked hash set. Linked hash set. So that is only one difference. So difference between hash set and linked hash set. So we'll see with one example. Linked hash set. So I'm writing one more class. String arguments. So here you can create object for linked hash set. So since linked hash set equal to new linked hash set, right? So if you print that object, so you don't have any data, linked hash set. So now you can add some data. So what I will do, so I will copy paste this data instead of writing one more time, right? So in place of hs I will add lhs, 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 all are lhs, because the reference name I am changing here. So here my reference name is lhs. So what I did, so I added the content, string contents, all these are string contents. I added, then I added numbers, I added null, I added character, I added double value, I added different objects. So heterogeneous data I added. So in this case also I added the same data. Now the difference is hash set will not maintain the insertion order, whereas linked hash set will maintain the insertion order. So the only difference means, so one more difference is also there. Okay, we'll see. So here the difference is linked hash set, so it will maintain the insertion order, right? And hash set is implemented from hash table data structure. That means underlying data structure is hash table. But here the underlying data structure is hash table plus linked list. So it will follow the rules of hash table plus linked list rules also, right? So actually this linked hash set is introduced in Java 1.4 version. 1.4 version. So hash set is introduced Java 1.2 version. So only these three differences. So one is it will maintain the insertion order. So the underlying data structures are hash table and linked list. So it is introduced in 1.4, that is introduced in 1.5. Sorry, 1.2 version. So now we will try to compile and execute the code. Observe. So I will comment this above code, right? So I'm trying to add the content. Linked hash set, right? Linked hash set. So it will follow the same rules. Same rules. It will follow the same rules. Linked hash set. Same rules means it does not contain any its own methods. It will use the collection interface methods. Same point, if you want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity, we will go for linked hash set. It won't maintain the insertion order. This is wrong. It will maintain the insertion order. Duplicate objects are not allowed. Heterogeneous data is allowed. Null insertion is possible. Implements from serializable clonable interface. And the underlying data structures are hash table plus linked list. So these are the points. I'm just keeping these points as a comment. Right. So now I'll try to execute this program, below program, linked hash set. Save the file, compile the code. So I'm getting two errors. So maybe I didn't imported it. Java.util.star. Compile the code.
Sir,
Chapana.
sector. Linked has sector. Left hand side smallest.
Thank you. Linked hash set. Save the file. Compile the code. So we are having so many errors. Don't worry by seeing the errors. So the problem is hash set cannot find the symbol. Add string. We cannot find the symbol. Add method name add. Linked hash set dot add. Right, linked hash set. Is that correct or not? Right. Linked hash set only. Linked hash set example. Linked hash set. This should be example. Sorry. So what I did some one mistake. So why? Because I didn't change the class name. So it might be generated the linked hash set. Linked hash set. Where is that linked hash set? Okay, no problem. Right. Compile the code. Tolerance. Hash set example. Cannot find the symbol. LHS dot add of string. LHS dot add of string. Okay. 1 second. I think I saved the file. Linked hash set. 1 second. Is there anything wrong? HS. So that is LHS. Compile the code. No errors. Add the code. LHS dot add. Linked hash set. Add method is not there. What is this? Okay. So I think nothing wrong. Right. So I saved and compile the code. Right. So I added the elements. Now I am trying to, I compiled it. So anyhow I will compile one more time. So compile the file. So while compiling I am using the class file name hash set example, but while executing I will use the class name. So that is java linked hash set example. Execute the code. So first time you don't have any elements, so after that you added the elements. Observe that in which order you are added, the same order it will maintain. Whereas in case of hash set, it won't maintain the order. See, first you added ball, then cat, ball, cat, dog mat, apple banana, one null. So it will maintain the same order. See 10.4 new object. See 10.4 new object. So except this, you don't have any other change differences, right? So it will work based on the underlying data structure is hash table plus linked list. So it will maintain the insertion order. So same points I mentioned here, same points. We just try to remember these points.
Sir, constructors also same, sir.
So constructors also, yeah, see, linked.
That means same four constructors.
Yeah, yeah. So if you want that one, see here, linked asset. So collection object, initial capacity, filling ratio, and initial capacity. Four constructors, right? So without having any parameters, default capacity is 16. So initial filling ratio is 0.75, right? So whenever you are constructing the linked hash set, you can construct with the existing collection object. Whenever you are creating the constructor, linked hash set, you can pass the initial capacity. You can pass the initial capacity and you can pass the filling ratio also. You have four constructors, right? So if you want to, you can take this also, right? Linked hash set. So constructors.
Sir, figuration of breakpoints.
అర్థం కాలేదు, మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చెప్పమ్మా. మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చెప్పండి అమ్మా.
Load factor.
Load factor. So actually here we don't have capacity method to understand it. Why? Because capacity method is as part of the so this is a linked list, linked hash set, linked hash set, hash set, and abstract class, object class. It is implemented from which one? collection interface. Set interface don't have any methods. Its own methods. Huh? Add set interface. Sorry, set interface having methods. Size, capacity. Is there any capacity method? No capacity method here. So that is from collection. No capacity method. Collection interface, no capacity method. So for explaining this one, so actually we required capacity. So if you take vector class, in vector class you have a capacity method. It's a vector class. If you search for capacity, so capacity method is there. Right? Capacity method is there. So capacity method, what is the purpose of capacity method? To verify what is the initial capacity. Once you reach the initial capacity, so it will automatically increase the sum size. In case of vector, it will be doubled. So that time we added some elements. Once we reach the target, then it is incremented the size with a double size. So we verified with the capacity method. But in this example, in case of linked hash set example, to explain with capacity, that means default filling ratio or load factor. So we don't have capacity method. We need to write the code on our own to check. So what is the initial capacity? Once you reach the initial capacity, is it really added 0.75 as a load factor or not? To verify that, we need to write the code on our own. Okay, so I will check and I will explain the code tomorrow. Okay, so at this moment it's not possible. Why? Because that capacity method is not there, not available. In the collection interface methods we don't have capacity method. Here you don't have capacity method. We are discussing set interface. In set interface also we don't have, sorry, where is the set interface also we don't have capacity method. And this class also don't have capacity method. And linked asset code class also don't have capacity method. We need to write our own code to verify the capacity. So I will check and I will discuss that one tomorrow. Okay, right. So you can take this example. All these things are not required. Constructor. So I'm removing these constructors. If you want, you can take no problem. So constructor with initial capacity. I think I removed it. This is one way, first way of constructing. Right. So if you construct in this way, initial capacity will be 16, load factor will be that one. So second way is this one. Right. So second way. So you can pass some collection object. So third way. So third way is this one, initial capacity. Fourth way is, so initial capacity plus size, load factor. So in these four ways, you can construct the linked asset. Set interface. In that we discussed. So first one hash set, and we completed linked asset also. We will see what is the sorted set and navigable set and tree set. Right. So as of now, we can take this code. So now we'll try to understand. So next one. So that is a sorted set. So the name itself saying that. So it will sort the data. So sorting means it will not maintain the insertion order. So insertion order is different. Insertion order is different. Sorting order is different. Insertion order means in which order you are adding the elements. You are adding the elements ball, cat, dog, mat, something like this. Apple, some numbers like this. So this is maintaining insertion order. Sorting order means suppose if these are numbers, maybe ascending order or descending order. Suppose all these are strings, so it may be maintain the dictionary order. So dictionary order means suppose A is there, AA is there, A will come first, AA will come next. So it will maintain the dictionary order. Suppose objects are there, if memory objects are there, it will work based on the hash code, right? Maybe hash code that will be based on the programmer requirement order, right? So he can maintain the order on his own way. Okay, so that is called one more interface is there, comparator interface. By using the comparator interface, you can mention in which order you want to arrange the elements, either ascending order, descending order. If objects are there, in which order you want to arrange, you can mention on your own way, right? So sorting order means we will learn first by default either in ascending order, descending order. If you take numbers, either ascending order and descending order. If you take strings, maybe dictionary order or reverse of a dictionary order. So we'll see with those, right? So we'll try to learn. So next one, that is sorted set. So sorted set is a interface. Sorted set is a interface, right? So same way, if you want to represent a group of individual objects according to some sorting order, then we can go for sorted set interface. The point is, if you want to represent a group of individual objects, so individual and unique queue, that means not duplicated data. Individual and unique queue. Unique queue objects according to some sorting order. Right? So in this case, we will go for sorted set. Right? So I hope you are getting the point. So here you must maintain unique queue objects, different kind of objects, and unique queue objects. That means duplicate data is not allowed. And if there is a requirement, if you want to sort the data, okay, if you want to sort the data, any order according to some sorting order, not ascending, not descending, or not alphabetical order. So if you want the programmer specific order also, so if you want to maintain the data in a some sorting order on top of unique queue objects, then you can go for sorted set interface, right? So this is a sorted set interface is a child interface of set interface. Set interface. I hope you already know in the whenever I am writing the hierarchy, I written in the same way, right? So sorted set is a sub interface of. See here, I written sorted set here. This is the interface. This interface is part of set interface. That means sub interface. Sub interface of set interface, right? So now what are the methods are available? If you already sorted, So what are the methods are available as part of the sorted set? So this is the interface. It contains only methods, no implementation. Sorted set interface methods. Methods of sorted set interface. So what are the methods are available? So we'll see. So first method, if you want to get the element, so first element or last element. So already data will be sorted. Suppose you added some elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. If you want to get the first element, so there is a method called first method. So by using this method, you can get the object, that is the first object. So in the sorted set, if you want to get the first element, you can use first method. It will return the first object. It will pick the first element and it will return in the form of object format. So second one, last method. The method name is last. So if you call this last method, it will pick the last element and it will return in the format of object format. Right. First method, last method. And there is one more method. The method name is headset. So if you call this method, headset method will returns. Okay, I will explain with one example. Right, suppose if you are having some elements, if you are inserted the elements like this 3, 5, something 2, some 1, some 99, some 22, or some 0. If you insert the elements in this way, if you insert the elements to the sorted set in this way, the elements will be sorted. Elements will be sorted according to some order, either ascending or descending or some customized order. Suppose if it is added as part of the ascending order, the elements will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 22, 99. So in this way the elements will be added. So once you call the first method, it will return the first element. If you call the last method, it will return the last element. Suppose if you call headset method, for headset method, you must pass one object. Suppose here, if you are passing 22, suppose if you call a method like this, headset of 22, then what it will return? So it will return a sorted set. It will return a sorted set. That means up to 22, what are the elements are there? All the elements will be returned as part of a sorted set. In this way, it will return. Right? Before the 22, so whatever the elements are there, the elements will be sorted. That set will be returned to you. So that is a headset method. Headset method return type is sorted set. Right. So this is headset method. We will see with one example. We are trying to discuss what are the methods are available. So what this method will returns? It returns the sorted set contains the elements which are less than that object. Next one. So next method is tail set.
Excuse me, sir.
Sorry.
సాఫ్ట్వేర్ సెట్
సార్టెడ్ సెట్ అర్థం కాలేదమ్మా.
డిసెండింగ్ లో రాలేదు సార్, అసెండింగ్ లోనే వస్తుందా?
అసెండింగ్ అని రాయొచ్చు, డిసెండింగ్ అని రాయొచ్చు, లేకపోతే కస్టమైజ్డ్ ఆర్డర్ కూడా రాయొచ్చు. కస్టమైజ్డ్ ఆర్డర్ అంటే ఏదైనా లాజిక్ రాసి ఈవెన్ నెంబర్స్ అన్ని ఫస్ట్ ఉండాలి, ఆడ్ నెంబర్స్ అన్ని లాస్ట్ ఉండాలి అనే విధంగా కస్టమైజ్డ్ ఆర్డర్ పెట్టామనుకోండి, ఆ విధంగా కూడా రావచ్చు. చెప్తాను, అన్ని ఎగ్జాంపుల్తో చెప్తాను. కానీ ఇది ఇంటర్ఫేస్ కాబట్టి ఇంటర్ఫేస్లో ఓన్లీ మెథడ్సే ఉంటాయి. ఫస్ట్ మెథడ్స్ నేర్చుకొని ఆ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఇంప్లిమెంటెడ్ క్లాస్ ఉంది, ఆ క్లాస్ యూజ్ చేస్తూ ఈ మెథడ్స్ అన్ని మనం ఎలా వాడాలో నేర్చుకుందాం. First we will try to understand what are the methods are there, what is the purpose of these methods. Then we will see ascending order or descending order or customized order. కస్టమైజ్డ్ ఆర్డర్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఈ ఎలిమెంట్స్లో సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు సార్ట్ ఈవెన్ నెంబర్స్ ఫస్ట్, దెన్ ఆడ్ నెంబర్స్ నెక్స్ట్, సో దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ కస్టమైజ్డ్ ఆర్డర్. అంటే రిక్వైర్మెంట్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని సార్టింగ్ చేస్తుంటే దాన్ని కస్టమైజ్డ్ ఆర్డర్ అంటాం. అవన్నీ చూద్దాం, ఓకేనా. రైట్. సో హెడ్ సెట్ అంటే ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసాం. సపోజ్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ కనుక అసెండింగ్ ఆర్డర్లో కనుక ఇన్సర్ట్ అయి ఉంటే, ఈ అసెండింగ్ ఆర్డర్లో ఇన్సర్ట్ అయిన డేటాకి హెడ్ సెట్ మెథడ్ని కాల్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఒక వాల్యూ 22 అని పాస్ చేస్తే, సో 22 కన్నా ముందు ఏ ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయో ఆల్రెడీ సార్ట్ అయి ఉంటాయి, ఆ ఎలిమెంట్స్ అని ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కింద రిటర్న్ అవుతాయి. ఆ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఏ టైప్ అంటే సార్టెడ్ సెట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ టైప్, ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కింద రిటర్న్ అవుతాయి. సో ఇలా వస్తాయి ఎలిమెంట్స్ అని. రైట్. సో నెక్స్ట్ మెథడ్ టైల్ మెథడ్. సో టైల్ మెథడ్ విల్ ఆల్సో రిటర్న్ ద సార్టెడ్ సెట్. సో దాని మీనింగ్ ఏంటి? టైల్ మెథడ్ మీనింగ్ ఏమంటే, సపోజ్ టైల్ ఆఫ్, సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ పాసింగ్ 2 అని కాల్ చేసాం అనుకోండి. సో ఏమైందంటే 2 అనే వాల్యూ నుంచి అబోవ్ ఉన్న డేటా మొత్తం రిటర్న్ అవుతుందండి. సో 2 అనే డేటా కూడా ఇంక్లూడ్ అయింది ఇక్కడ. హెడ్ సెట్ అన్నప్పుడు అప్ టు 22 వరకే, 22 ఇంక్లూడ్ అవ్వదు. టైల్ సెట్ అన్నప్పుడు ఏ వాల్యూ అయితే పాస్ చేస్తున్నామో ఇంక్లూడింగ్ దట్ వాల్యూ, రిమైనింగ్ వాల్యూస్ విల్ బి రిటర్న్. ఓకే. సో ఇట్ విల్ రిటర్న్ ఏ సార్టెడ్ సెట్. It will includes the object which we are passing here. So that means it contains this total data. It contains the data in this way. So from the second element, that means the element number 2, from 2 to remaining elements will be returned. So that is a tail set. Actually, why you have these methods? Why? Because already data is sorted. On top of sorted data, you can call either first element or you can call last element, or if you want to elements up to some point, or if you want the elements from the some point, then you can use this method, head set method, tail set method. And you have some other methods also, like a subset method is there. One more method, subset. So subset means, so in this list from one point to another point, if you want to pick only particular elements from the sorted set, if you want to pick only particular elements from one starting index to ending index, that means some starting object to ending object, then you can use subset method. So subset method, you need to pass two objects, object 1, object 2. This will also return sorted set object. Right. So if you see the example, subset of some 2 and 22, if you pass like this, so it will return the elements, from second to fourth. It will return the elements from 2, 3 and 4. It won't include 22. Suppose if you pass 99 here, it will include 22 also. So subset means in the given elements, if you want to pick some particular elements, so from this index to this index, so you can pick in this way. So by passing 2 and 19, so this is subset method. So you have these 5 methods, and you have one more method. The method name is comparator. So this method is important. So this method name is comparator. So actually, if you are not using this comparator method, by default, the data will be arranged in natural sorting order. Natural sorting order means ascending order. So if you want to change the order, then you can go for comparator method. So that means customized sorting order. If you want to implement the customized sorting order, then you can use this comparator method. So comparator method will return comparator object. So comparator is an interface. So comparator is an interface here, java.util package, interface section, comparator. So comparator, method summary, compare method, equals method are there. So this is a comparator is an interface. So this method comparator method is available in sorted set interface. If you call this method, it will return comparator interface reference type, right? So this one will use for customized sorting order, right? So we'll discuss and we will see with the examples. So this is sorted set only. This is the interface. You are not supposed to create object for interface. So there is a class called tree set class. So using that tree set class, so you can use all these methods. So we'll try to see with example, right? So I'm writing the class here. So class name is tree set. So this is a class. So we'll try to discuss this class. So tree set class, the common points. So common points is like a first point you already know. If you want to represent group of individual objects as a single entity, then we can go for any collection object. Then it will maintain, sorry. So it won't maintain the insertion order, but the elements will be inserted according to some sorting order. Right. I will write the points one by one. So tree set. So first point, insertion order is preserved. All the elements are inserted according to some sorting order. Right. Insertion order is not preserved. So insertion order is not preserved. Elements are inserted. Elements are inserted according to some sorting order. So what is that meaning? So suppose if you insert the elements in this way, the elements will not maintain the same order. It will maintain either ascending or descending order or customized order based on the program. So that is this point. Insertion order is not preserved. That means it will not maintain the insertion order, but the elements are inserted according to some sorting order. That may be natural sorting order or customized sorting order. So we'll see what is the natural sorting order, customized sorting order with the examples. Right. So second point, duplicate data is not allowed. I hope you already know as part of the set interface, duplicate data is not allowed. Right. So duplicate data is not allowed. Heterogeneous data is allowed or not? Heterogeneous data, that means different kind of data. Suppose all these are numbers. Suppose if you are trying to insert some strings, some ABC, comma, some XYZ, or some new object, or some float value, or some character. So different kind of data is possible or not? Different kind of data is not possible. Why? Because if you are passing different kind of data, how you will sort it? Sorting is not possible. How you will sort? So numbers are there. You can arrange as part of the ascending or descending order. Numbers and a combination of strings are there. So how you will compare both of these? That is not possible. So in case of sorted set, heterogeneous data is not allowed. Right. That is important point. Heterogeneous objects are not allowed. If you are trying to insert, what will happen? You will get runtime error. if you are trying to insert heterogeneous data, so what will happen? We will get runtime error. So the runtime error is class cast exception. So that means suppose numbers are there, suppose some strings are there. So whenever it is trying to compare, it is unable to compare it. So that time you will get casting error. So that is class cast error, class cast exception. So you will get class cast exception. We will see all these things with examples. So and we can insert null also, but only one null is allowed. Duplicate data is not allowed, only one time. Right. So any other points? Right. So what are the underlying data structure? For tree set, underlying data structure is balanced tree. So I hope you know what is a balanced tree. So in trees concept in data structures, so if you are keep on adding the elements left side, or if you are keep on adding the elements right side, the height of the tree will be increased. So if the height of the tree is increased, so the number of comparisons will be increased to search element or insert element, delete element. To reduce those number of searching operations, so we need to balance the tree. Maybe we can balance it by using different balancing techniques like AVL tree, like a red black tree, like this. So this is also a this will work based on the balanced tree, right? So the tree will be balanced, right? So number of comparisons will be reduced. So these are the points we need to remember as part of the tree set. So it won't maintain the insertion order, but elements will be inserted according to some sorting order, maybe natural sorting order or customized sorting order. So that is one point. So duplicate data is not allowed, right? Heterogeneous data also not allowed. Why? Because this has to sort it. If you want to sort it, the data must be same type. If you are trying to insert different kind of data, you will get class cast exception. Null insertion is possible. You are not supposed to insert the null two times. Why? Because duplicate data is not allowed. So this will work based on the underlying data structure as a balanced tree to improve the performance, right? So now in this class, so what are the constructors are there in the tree set class? What are the constructors are there? So constructors of tree set, right? So first one, generally without having parameter, default constructor. Tree set, right? So this is first way. If you create like this, it will create an empty tree set, so that does not contain any elements, where elements will be inserted according to natural sorting order. If you want the elements in a natural sorting order, then you can go in this way. So this is the first way. The first way for natural sorting order, right? So it will create empty tree set object. So it will work based on natural sorting order, right? So second way, you can create a tree set. So by passing one object, the object is comparator. COMPARATOR, comparator. So this is the interface reference. So if you want the elements in a customized sorting order, in that case you need to pass one reference here. So this will work for customized sorting order. We will see this one with one example. So in this case also it will create a empty tree set, but the elements will be sorted according to customized sorting order. Right. So customized sorting order here. So third way, you can create a tree set with the existing collection object. With the existing collection object, the collection object must be, it does not having any duplicate data and it must contain same kind of data. Right. And fourth way, you can create a tree set by passing existing sorted set. So in these four ways, you can create the constructors. So we'll see sorted set, tree set class, tree set. So go to the method summary. Here you have so many methods. So we need to see the constructors. So first one, without having any parameters. Observe here, according to natural ordering, natural sorting order. If you are passing a comparator, then this is customized sorting order. Constructor new empty tree set sorted according to a specified comparator. Specified comparator means programmer implemented way. That is called customized sorting order. So one way you can create a tree set by using existing collection object. Another way you can create the tree set by using sorted set, existing sorted set interface. In these four ways you can create the construct. Right. So anyhow, methods are, so many methods are there. In these methods we discussed around 6 methods, like first method and last method. Right. So head set method, tail method, tail set method, and comparator method. So there are some other methods also. So depending on requirement, so we can see, right? Clear method, clone method, sealing, something, right? Floor method, is empty method, right? If there is a requirement, you can use these methods, right? So we'll see with one example, a tree set. Right. Here, right? Sorted set, then tree set. We'll see with one example. So class tree set example. I will write a main method. So inside this main method, we can create tree set object. So I created without passing any parameters. So that means it will follow natural sorting order. Right. So if you want to change the order, we can change it. We will see that one slowly. Maybe in next class. Right. So I'm trying to add the elements. ts dot add. I'm adding only strings. I'm adding alphabets. I'm adding capital A. Then I'm adding small a as a string. I'm adding capital B. So observe. So in which order it is adding? Capital B. I'm adding some other elements, some capital X. I'm adding some other, some L. I'm adding something else. Q. See, observe here. I'm adding different elements. After adding the elements, try to print the elements. Now observe the output. So this is available in java.util package. Save the file. Compile the code. Sorry. Asset example. File name is asset example only. So there is a mistake. System.out.println. Compile the code. Execute the code with the tree set example. So now observe. So in which order you added the elements? A, small a, B, X, L, Q. So after that, after adding the elements, you are trying to print it. Whenever you are printing, observe the order. See, cap letters are added first, small letters are added later. When the cap letters are added, all the elements are added in sorting order, like a dictionary order. So dictionary order means, suppose if you add one more element like this, double A. So if you add one more element here, triple A, or if you add one more element in the starting itself, 4A's. So observe here. I added 4A's here, 1A here, 3A's here, and 2A's here. So compile the code and try to execute it. Compile, execute it. Single A, double A, triple A, 4A's. Elements are adding as part of the dictionary order. So in the dictionary, how the words are there, so in the same way it is adding. It will maintain the order, alphabetical order, and it will maintain the dictionary order also. Right? So this is called natural sorting order. So if you don't want this natural sorting order, if you want to customize the sorting order, then we can go for comparator. So that is comparator here, comparator. So you need to implement a class by implementing comparator interface. In that comparator interface, there is a method called compare method. We need to override that method. In that method, we need to write our own implementation for sorting the elements. So we will see that one with example in tomorrow's class. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, we will end the session.